I'm Bill the Geek, broadcasting not live from Mazatlan, Mexico. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. On the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, we make videos about the joys of living in Mexico. We have a very special guest today. Her name is Heidi Lane. She's an excellent photographer, right now living in Ajijic, Mexico, with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend has a Harley. They're in a club. She gets together with them and groove around the highway, taking photos, wedding photos, baby photos, graduation photos. And she's visiting us at Reina del Mar Bed and Breakfast, and you guys know the owners, Rob and Sherri. And I'm going to meet her out there by the pool, and she's going to tell us about how she got to Mexico, how she got to Ajijic, and what she's doing now in Mazatlan. Dallas Lewis. I'm
Bill Dallas Lewis.
I'm Bill the Geek. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. We're here at Reina del Mar Bed and Breakfast.
Beautiful place.
With Heidi Lane, the renowned international photographer, and we're going to talk about where she's been, what she's doing now, where she's thinking about going. Mm-hmm. So Heidi, where are you from originally?
Originally, I grew up in Wisconsin, Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, an hour away from Milwaukee. Oh. My mother was a dance teacher, and she went to Menominee Falls. They found a beautiful house. My father was a violinist from Milwaukee, originally. So they went in and they found this place, and she was new, and at that time she was a working mother because she was a ballet teacher, tap, ballet, jazz, whatever. And they found a house where she opened a studio where I grew up. And she was the only working mother in Menominee Falls, Wisconsin at that time. 1968 to 72, whatever, that time. And she actually had a big studio there. At that time, there were over 300 students, which was a lot for that time. She was a very good teacher, and of course she moved from there into another studio, a bigger studio. And then by that time I was 13, 14, and I had been trained, so I would teach the baby classes with the little girls, first position, second position, third position, all that stuff. So I grew up in that world. We used to go into Milwaukee a lot to get the toe shoes, the tap shoes, and blah, blah, blah. So that was my life.
So you stayed in Wisconsin your entire life?
That's right.
How did you end up in Mexico?
Okay, well, from there, I had a boyfriend when I was a senior in high school in Wisconsin who went to Annapolis. He was a little older than I. And his parents took me to Annapolis, which in Maryland is close to New York City.
So was he in the military?
No, he was it's a naval academy. So he was, I guess, in the Navy.
That's the military.
That's the military. So then after we went there, I said, well, goodbye, thank you very much. I'm going to fly to New York and see if I can get into a modeling agency. And I went to see Eileen Ford, I went to see Wilhelmina, I went to see a couple other people that were around that were smaller agencies. And I went with Wilhelmina because I liked her the best. And from there on, they said, all you have to do is go home and make that a nest egg. So that's what I did. And at that time, when I had left to do that, soon thereafter, my parents moved to Bradenton, Florida, along with my sister at that time, who was going to be a junior in high school. She was 2 years younger than I. So when that happened, then I went back to Florida and got a job as a waitress at the old Heidelberg Castle, a very German restaurant, blah, blah, blah. And because my name was Heidi, oh, are you German? I'm not. Yeah, I am. Oh, come dance with me and whatever. It was a fun little time, and I saved $1,000, and off I went to New York with $1,000 only. Thank God I started working right away. Doing catalogs, doing advertising, the money jobs. And that was good too. Of course, I did other things as well, but that's what started me being okay in New York City. Because when I got to New York City, I got out of the car And I had to ask someone, how do I get a taxi? I don't know how to get a taxi. They said, when you see the light on, just go, hey. And that's how I learned. That's how stupid I was. So, yeah, it's like a little girl, small town going to the big city, but everything turned out okay.
So where do you live now?
Right now, I'm living in Mexico.
Where in Mexico?
In the Lakeside area.
Where in
San Antonio.
Okay.
And that's not too far. It's like a 10 minutes max from Ajijic and going this way and going this way. It's right in the middle. Going this way is Ajijic and going this way is Lake Chapala.
Okay. How long have you lived there?
2 years.
2 years?
Almost 2.5 right now.
Okay.
And the funny thing is I met my boyfriend out of the blue, and I never expected it because I had been married for 25 years to an Argentine. And, you know, it was one of those things, and we're still together. We've been together for 2.5 years, and he's been in that area for over 25 years, has a big satellite company.
A satellite company?
Yeah, he puts in satellites, everything for TV. He knows all that stuff. And in Guadalajara, too. Guadalajara and Lakeside, so that's good, too.
Okay.
Yes. And he lived with his father and whatever. Then the father died. You know how life goes on.
Yes.
But anyway, but he speaks perfect Spanish. He's been very helpful, and he knows the area, and that's why I was there. And I was there when my mother was alive. Then my mother went back to Florida, and she died in Florida.
So your mother lived in San Antonio also?
No, she went with me. She traveled with me. At the end of her life, I took her on she was 85, I took her on a few trips.
Okay.
I took her to Finland and Sweden and something like that because I knew it was the end. And, or it was nearing the end.
Okay.
And then when we came, then what happened is we were going somewhere, and I had a little dog at that time, and we were going somewhere, and the airline put that little dog on a day when they were not supposed to fly dogs. So I said, we can't go. Where do you want to go, Mom? She said, I don't care, wherever you choose. And I said, let's go to Mexico. We're not that far because we were in Guatemala.
Okay.
In Lake Atitlan.
Okay.
We were flying from there.
Okay.
So she said, wherever you want to go, so I picked this place, and I went to Puerto Vallarta, and then someone in my Spanish class drove us here, to San Antonio, and then I stayed there.
Okay. So how do you like San Antonio? Or it's and like you said, you got Chapala over here.
Yes,
Ajijic
I'm right
here,
smack in the middle.
In the middle. So how do you like that experience? How do you spend your time?
Okay, well, I have a beautiful apartment. It's right next to the new hospital that they have built in San Antonio Hospital. It's right there. And over to my left is a lot of shops and a lot of stores, so I can walk even there to the vegetable stands and whatever, go down a road, and there's vegetable, meat, and whatever, the little markets, which I like. Soriana, the big grocery store, is right up the hill, and that's very nice too. That's not far. It's like a 15-minute drive, 10-minute drive. And it's very convenient. And where I am is I'm right under Sentido. Sentido is a restaurant where a lot of bands play. They're right upstairs and down. A lot of people don't even know these lofts exist. The guy who owns Super Lake owns these lofts. Super Lake is like is they import everything, expensive, whatever, but very nice.
And and you do photography.
Yes, I do, and that comes from my modeling days. I learned everything from my modeling days.
Okay.
How to direct, how to do what looks good, makeup, hair. I know how to do everything, but I learned that through the modeling.
Okay.
So that was a good thing.
So
then I thought, I'm going to pick up a camera and see if I can do it. So I had gone and bought a Nikon camera, learned how to operate my Nikon camera, did a few photos, and this was when I was in Miami, and they came out good. I have an eye, and that is very important. I didn't know if I had the eye or not, but I did. And everything I did came out great, and the agencies, I went to show the agencies because I was with an agency there in South Beach. Remember when South Beach got very popular?
Yes.
It started out with a fashion business. That's why it got popular.
Okay.
And so all the agency, Irene Marie, Michelle Palmier, all them, they liked my photos and they would book me to shoot the new models. Oh. And then those photos came out good, and those new models started working, and that's how they can tell. And then my career went on.
Okay.
So it was good.
Okay, so we're going to show, as we talk here, we're going to show some of your images as we talk.
Okay.
But you mentioned maybe, how long have you been in Mazatlan, and have you been here before?
I've been here once before,
Okay.
just to check it out, and that was when I stayed here. And that was, I don't know, like a month ago, 2 months ago.
Okay.
That I stayed here for a few days just to check out the area. I wanted to check out the weather and da-da-da, which I like. And it is way more populated than where I am now.
Yes. Okay. So do you like that? Or
I like that. I need that. Because in Lakeside, there's a lot of retirees.
Yes.
And retirees are not that interested in getting a photo. A lot of them bring in their grandchildren and this and that, and I have done that, like a family, they're the grandparents, and they bring in their family from Atlanta or from wherever they're from, and I'll do that. But there's not a lot, there's not enough for me there.
Okay, okay.
That's why I was checking out different areas.
Okay.
And because I'm from Miami, I like the warm weather.
Okay, okay.
So.
Okay, so you're thinking about moving from San Antonio maybe to Mazatlan.
Yes, I might start out by just coming for weeks at a time, and then eventually, moving here.
But what about you and your boyfriend? Will he stay in Lakeside?
Well, I hope not. I hope he decides to come.
Oh.
I know. He's not a warm weather person, but I think he'd be okay. It's beautiful today.
Oh.
I mean, it's warm, but it has a nice breeze. I mean, it's perfect temperature. It's perfect temperature.
Okay.
So we'll have to see.
And you came in yesterday?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so you
I had been in Guanajuato. We had taken the motorcycle to Guanajuato. I'm not a rider, but I'm on the back of his motorcycle. I take photos because I'm putting an ebook together of all the locations I've been to on my webpage.
Okay. And how do people find your webpage? What is the URL?
Well, they would go to HeidiLanePhotography.com.
Okay. And you do, I'm sorry, Heidi.
It's okay.
You do all types of photography, like weddings?
I do weddings, engagements. If someone wants a beautiful photo, I mean, I call it fashion, but it's just a nice outfit put together with beauty shots and things like that. I do a lot of kids. I love doing kids. They're great. Teens. I even do pets.
Okay.
You know, I've taken people and I got a beautiful picture with their cat on their shoulder or something crazy, you know, something cute, whatever. They love their pets. In Lakeside, too, they love their pets. Not all of them, but most of them.
Okay, okay. Okay, so Heidi, how long are you going to be here in Mazatlan this time?
I'm leaving on the 14th.
On the 14th, so you have
So I have a whole week.
a whole week.
And we took the bus, and the bus ride here is beautiful.
Ah,
The
yes.
Premier Plus.
Oh, yes.
It's 6 hours.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you know, you can study, you can do your job.
Watch
you can
movies.
Watch movies, listen to the radio. It was nice.
Okay, okay. Oh.
I know.
And do you have a residency card? Do you have like a
I have a Permanente.
Permanente? Okay.
Yes.
Very
yes.
good. Very good.
So that's good. And I'm glad I got it when I got it in Puerto Vallarta.
Okay. Okay. So for people that are thinking of moving to the Lakeside area, thinking
Yes.
of moving to Mazatlan
Yes.
from the United States,
Yes.
what advice would you give them?
First of all, the biggest advice, because I read a lot about on Facebook and they're always asking questions, is do your freaking research. You have to do your research. Just don't go, I'll ask on Facebook. That's kind of stupid. Do your research, study about the places. What do you really like? Where do you really like to live? Do you really like the warm weather? A lot of people come here from Canada. Oh, it's too hot. Don't come here if you're from Canada. Your blood hasn't thinned out.
Yes.
If your blood is thinned out, my blood is thinned out. It doesn't bother me.
Okay.
So, you know, you have to know what you like and do your research.
Okay.
That's the most important.
Okay. And some people come here and retire and do nothing.
That's too boring.
Okay.
See, for me, that's boring.
Okay.
I mean, I'll probably be a photographer till I end my life.
Okay.
Or till my life ends, I should say.
Okay.
I mean, and that's just how I am.
Okay.
I have a lot of energy and I like to be busy.
Okay. Okay. Okay, well, Heidi Lane, thank you very much for being with us. And
You're welcome. You're very welcome.
We will have all of Heidi's contact information in the description below. This is Heidi Lane, the international photographer. I'm Bill the Geek. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, and we'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to click the like button. Thanks for joining us. We have many more videos to come, so click that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing.